Today I'll share with you where I am at with my writing. Hi there, my name is Tanya and welcome to my writing realm, where I am working hard to improve my skills as a writer and self-published author and sharing with you what I learn along the way. Earlier this year, I mentioned that I'm going to be focusing on my education for writing more so than writing and publishing itself. However, that doesn't mean that I've stopped writing entirely. My main writing project right now is my very first high fantasy novel called Blood Rose. That's a title I haven't shared up until now, but I'm ready to share the title with you. The Blood Rose is something that I have started off and on, and it has had various names over the years. And honestly, it's taking me a long time to feel confident in what I'm writing for my high fantasy world. Now, I started writing aspects of this story during Nano of 2021, and I've put it all together and I'm working on it. Now, I am writing in Scrivener, and I will be releasing a video sometime soon sharing with you how I've set up Scrivener to write this high fantasy story. So far, I'm only close to about 20,000 words in. Initially, part of this was going to be a short story or a novella, but I feel like it needs to be so much more, and so I'm putting everything I can into it. So in addition to self-educating myself or re-self-educating myself in writing, kind of reminding myself about the skills that it takes to be a good writer, and working on Blood Rose, I also have a vendor market coming up. On Saturday, May 7th, which is the day before Mother's Day, I have a table set up at the Petersfield Market in Manitoba. Now, I have some leftover stock from last year, which includes the handmade booklets for the Red Crime Thriller series, the Tales of Elganthus, Life Beats, and the Nerdalific Auto Budget. But I also have some copies of Living Undiagnosed, which was my most recent publication. So I'm hoping to make some sales of my printed copy as well. Now, to set up for this market, I have a few things that I need to do. The first thing is to take an inventory of what I have. The Red Crime Thriller series, there is 5 books, and they can be sold as a set, 5 for $20, or individually as $5 each. Now, some people last year in 2021, when I went to the Petersfield Market during the summer, purchased only 1 book. So I don't actually have enough full sets to sell a bunch of books. So I still have the paper stock, I have ink, I have everything I need to print off some more copies of this booklet and put it together. So over the next couple weeks, I need to pull it all together. I guess by the time you see this video, it'll be, this coming weekend. So currently, today is April 22nd when I'm recording this. So I have basically 2 weeks to take the inventory, print it, package it, do all the folding and stuff, and top up my stock so that I have enough copies of the Red Crime Thriller series to sell them as sets. Now, I don't have any plans to continue selling handmade booklets for the Red Crime Thriller series. I'm just going to keep topping up the stock that I have when the opportunity arises, and I've been really toying with the idea of taking this series, revamping it, putting it together as a novel, and getting it formatted and getting a new cover and setting up a print on demand through KDP and possibly Draft 2 Digital to sell it as an actual novel. And if I do decide to go down that route, then I wouldn't be printing them as booklets anymore. I would just be ordering copies and getting a small print run done to sell at market. Now, what I've found with the markets is I do get a better income or a more solid income from the vendor markets, more so than I do from selling ebooks and so on. So I don't think it's something that I can stop doing, because right now it is my biggest income stream for my author business. But it does take a lot of effort and planning and energy to do, so I can't do as many as I did last year in such a tight period of time. So I'm hoping maybe once every quarter I can do one vendor market sale, providing I can actually sign up for it. Now, the other thing that happened is, you need supplies for a vendor market, okay? You need a nice tablecloth, a sign to tell people who you are, signs for pricing. You need to make your table look nice. So I did that last year. I invested a little bit of money into it, getting the tablecloth and so on. But I felt like it wasn't where it needed to be. I didn't have enough holders, for example, like this. Now this is kind of broken and it's used, which I'll explain. But basically something to hold the books on the table. I really needed that. So last year in the vendor market, I was outdoors for the sale and my books were flapping around a little bit in the breeze when the wind picked up. I was also beneath trees, which had tree sap, and the sap was falling onto the books and making them sticky. And I wasn't very happy with that. So this time I'm doing an indoor market. That's the first thing I've changed, is I'm going to try to avoid outdoor markets unless I have a proper canopy over me. But also, there was this posting for a local store that they are closing down at the end of May of this year. And they were selling plastic bins and shelves and so on. So I went, and I was so excited to go, and I took my author money. Actually, I kind of borrowed from my own personal account because I had no choice. And I bought a whole bunch of plastic holders. Now, I don't know if you've ever shopped for these, but these can actually become quite expensive. They're acrylic holders and stands and so on. And they can range, from $10 to $40 for one, depending on the style that you get. They're very costly. So I went to this sale and I spent $60 and I got probably $250 to $300 worth of stuff. So I've got a tiered layer thing that I can use to have, signs and make kind of a 3D look. I've got 3 or 4 of these to hold books, so I don't have a stack just sitting on the desk flat. I also got an upright book stand. This is the one I was most excited about. Now, I don't have enough inventory to put them in this shelf, but basically it's this huge, you could use it as a desk shelf size, or you can do it as a full stand size that you would see in a store, and you put your booklets in a slot. Maybe one day I'll show you a picture of it, or when I do the vendor market, or I'll take a recording of it. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it yet. It is going to take up some space, but it would hold all of the booklets very nicely, so I'm considering using it. I don't know if I need to this time around, but one day I'm definitely going to use it. But anyways, it was a worthwhile investment. Now, of course, it's going to be hard for you to go out and look for stores that are closing, but keep your eyes open, because if there are stores that are closing, and a lot of stores are closing because of the results of the pandemic, you might get lucky and you might find the right kind of shelf or, whatever holders that you might need for your author business. The other thing that I've changed lately is I've made more time for reading. I don't read tons, but I feel like I was in this reading lull, and I finally found a couple of books that I'm enjoying, and it's kind of bringing me back into the excitement of reading other stories. So I'm hoping that I can keep up this reading. Now, of course, when it comes to my time tracking, I'm not tracking how much time I spend reading, because reading for me is enjoyment. Yes, it can be educational and it can feed my writing ability and my skills, but I don't care enough to track the time. To me, it's just not worth tracking how much time I spend reading, and then it will also make me feel guilty when I don't read much. All right, so how is your writing going? What's going on in your author world? Let me know down below in the comments. And also, if you want to find a place to chat and socialize with myself and other writers in the YouTube community, you're welcome to join my closed Facebook group called Tania's Writing Realm. You just submit an application and I will, of course, accept you, because the more the merrier. But it's very laid back, very cash. I don't have tons of rules other than respecting each other. So please feel free to come and joke around, talk, share, ask questions, share your experience. And yeah, so Have a great rest of your day, afternoon, evening, night, or whatever, and keep on writing.